Great. Hello, and welcome to A Cursed One's one-shot. Today we will be playing a very special game with some very special people. We have, of course, Ro, and we have... Who are you? Would you like to say who you are?
Hi, I'm Jello. Yeah, I jiggle.
Incredible. And today we are going to be stepping into a place where, well, it's been teased at a couple of times here and there, and you, today, my daring adventurers, will be the first people to take their steps into the hells of Cursed Ones. So, without further ado, are we ready to jump into today's one-shot, Escape from Avernus?
Hell
One
yeah.
thing.
No.
Yes. What's your one thing?
What the fuck does he say? What the fuck does he say in the last episode of Supernatural?
No! I am sending them to Super Hell. Dean, I feel like there's something to be said about that. Anyways, this is not Supernatural. This is Cursed Ones, motherfucker. Alright, I have some ambiance for you guys, and with that all out of the way, with that out of your system, Ro, let's begin. It doesn't rain on Avernus. To put it frankly, there is no water on Avernus. At least not the type of water you'd find in the material, that is. What there is, instead, is the corrosion. A slow drip of fluid that sparks a violent red upon contact with any surface. Makes the streets downright blinding, blown out in a haze that smells like deactyl wine and paint fumes. The sound of percussion atop your sushi stand's infernal iron roof is downright calming in comparison to the usual hassle that there is throughout this small corner alley street market, lit in its blown-out neon lights and peppered in iron bars and sheet metal. In fact, you're the only stall open right now. The corrosion doesn't exactly make friends with the residents of this lonely moon, and you pity the fool that doesn't notice the sky growing bloody through the smokestacks and soot. You have no doubt that by the time you decide to trek away from your stand for the night that you'll find a dozen of them, half sunken into the ground, their entire bodies and being itself being vivisected through each of the moons until there's nothing but char, smoke, and their twitching fiend cores. People don't die in hell. Not often. But by Asmodeus' will, they suffer. And yet, despite the conditions, you still find yourself with a customer on this rainy night. Ro, would you like to describe who you're playing today?
I'm going to be playing Azazel. I don't have too much of him beyond description, for a description, but his raincoat takes the form of this sort of clear, vaguely red-tinted poncho, draped over his form, and it's dripping with the sort of corrupted rain, let's say.
Yeah.
He has his hood over his head and his head tilted down as he sort of like ducks into your stall and slumps into one of the seats.
And would you like to describe who you're playing today, Jello?
Sure. I'm playing Sween, who is... If you'll imagine that large guy from Lilo and Stitch. Like one of the two aliens. There's a thin one and there's the large one.
Yeah.
Imagine the large one, except the head is a catfish, but also the body of a cod. He's a sushi chef with, just one giant bloody apron and nothing else on, except a belt to hold his knives and the like to cut sushi, prepare, and make food with just all the fish guts and bodies that are lying around his shop.
All right. So, I will let you two roleplay amongst yourselves as you meet up in the dead of tonight's rainy night.
Queen.
How's it going? What can I do for you today?
Eel.
Keel? Sorry, could you repeat that?
Eel. Please.
All right. I'll get the one eel coming right up.
Eel is not, I'd say, a common request down here, considering that the eels themselves tend to be about 8 feet long and perhaps some of the most putrid-tasting things amongst all of the other relatively putrid-tasting fish, though you've found at least a couple of ways to pair them with different sauces to make them at least palatable, though it's an uncommon request. So as you start working on that, do you want to go ahead and roll performance to see your presentation on this? I'll give you advantage because you've done this many a time before, but let's see what you managed to cook up here, Sween.
Alrighty. Performance is that's a 12.
A 12? I'd say that you do a modifier is added and stuff? Alright, 12. With a 12, I think it's a relatively standard array. It's a really difficult thing to just, like, cut and skin down the side of this thing, your knife just glading across the type with just, like, this squelching just... And as it kind of cuts its way through, I'd imagine that you're serving it on what is the equivalent of rice down here. It's kind of like this fully dark black tarry substance that can kind of be shaped a bit like mochi. And so you just plop this kind of red, spiky eel on top of it. You drizzle it in a bit of soy sauce. It's not like Michelin star. In fact, there's still a bit of just like Icarus kind of black blood dripping off the side, but it has character. Let's give it that.
Eel.
He doesn't use chopsticks or any utensil provided. He just takes his digits, grabs one, and then like tilts, pulls his hood back to reveal, like, you know, whatever I didn't think of his hairstyle actually. But tips his head up and then like eats it like a seal eating a fish. So it's that sort of like down, just straight down the throat.
How's the food?
He goes through a couple of emotions. Like he's like, oh, he was gonna say something, and then like, he like kind of backed out, and then he's just an awkward silence, and now he's a little too like deep in there to break it. So he just kind of lets that stretch out for like a solid 15 seconds before going. Business looks low.
I mean, how about that weather, huh?
Same one that's always been here.
Why are you walking about in this weather today?
Eel. Takes another one. Just.
Eel. Can I just grab the scraps, like the leftover bits of skin of my eel, and just like start slopping down and say eel?
Absolutely. With you two taking a moment in this kind of disgusting weather, as said before, to just disgustingly slurp down your eels. I mean, no chopsticks, and then you just going straight for the guts. It's not a pretty array, but I mean that's not uncommon down here for people to just go fully apeshit, just get that shit down the hatch. Plus, there's no one here to judge you two. You kind of let the silence stretch out for a minute or two longer. Until you see something, the both of you. Off in the distance, a small burst of light down the alleyway. It's a strange thing. It's not uncommon under the effects of corrosion for lights to spring up and explode out of nowhere. But this is different. You've seen hellfire. You've seen the death throes of Baelor. You've seen thousands of different colors that demon bodies can burn with their blood of coppers and lithiums and bariums and chlorides and borax. You've never seen... hell. You've never heard anything like this before. As down the alleyway from this small mote of light, you hear the plucking of strings, low and gentle. No thick percussion, just small, gentle tamps. The melody's texture is like softened butter, a warmth and life in the pull of the notes, like warming your cold hands in the palm of another. For just a moment it feels as if Avernus doesn't exist. Can't. Because this can't be here. This chromatic bloom of noise, this musical budding, to take what's broken and for just a single moment bring it all into tune. That residue of that sticky eel in the back of your throat, for just a moment it tastes fresh. You've never seen a flower in here before. The folds of petals draping over one another like a pile of lovers, the curves in its center dancing inward, taking each other by the hands and moving, spinning, embracing, until it all becomes one. You have never seen a rose before. You've never seen proof that it's still out there. Ethos. Until now. Until that flower petal lands from the sky, the corrosion dripping off its red petals, causing them to flourish. And despite everything, it keeps humming. It's alive. What do you do?
Azazel picks up the plate and then just like tips it so he just gets the rest of the rolls down, slams it down, and goes, "How much do I owe you?"
2 silvers, please.
Slams that on the table, pulls up the hood, and then ducks out of the booth.
Hey, where you going?
Peels back one of the little flags and goes, and then he just turns around and goes.
Yeah, so you just start wandering over towards this flower. Do you pack up your... Do you decide to follow this, Sween?
Yeah, I'd like to just like grab my knives very quickly, just like slap all the eagle guts off of them, and just put it into my belt and just start walking. Oh, I guess I should probably grab my raincoat, shouldn't I?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can just easily throw it on, but imagine it's on a hook, so you just throw it over top of you. Yeah. And the two of you start tamping through the kind of just wet grounds of Avernus and make it towards this little flower that's just floating on top of this little puddle of glowing corrosion.
What is this?
Azazel reaches down to pick it up.
You do. And as you do, there's a moment where, as it lifts up from the top of the surface of the puddle, it starts to slightly glow a little more as you raise it up, as if reacting in a way to the way that you've lifted it.
What the fuck?
That's certainly something. But what?
Do you want it?
Can I touch it?
He holds it out.
Yeah, you go ahead and take the flower. I'd imagine that you're a little bit shorter in stature as compared to Azazel. So the moment that it actually like changes in elevation and goes back down a little bit, it loses just a little bit of that glow as it moves down.
Does this look a little dimmer to you?
Is he sniffing it or eating it?
I'm just trying to put my face in front of it, just looking at it. I don't really want to eat this.
Do you want to roll investigation?
Sure.
All right.
I'd like to see what's going on with it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, the dice curse.
Dirty 1.
I mean, you have quite frankly never seen anything like this before. I mean, you're just full denizen of the hells. You don't know what the fuck a flower is, so it just looks like a weird, wrinkly... Maybe it's made of flesh? You're not sure? Maybe it's something left over. Yeah, you're thinking maybe it's something left over from someone in the corrosion, and maybe they're just like... I don't know, maybe they perfectly got filleted in a way to make this formation.
That's an 18.
In 18, you, Azazel, recognize that it seems to be an empty vessel of sorts. Well, the word's a little bit hard for you to find. Perhaps it's a fiend core? You've all got one of those, but you've never seen one of them look like this. Most all of people's cores, their being, their sense of self down here, are small, grotesque things. Pulsing organs, thick with twitching spider-like limbs or ever-burning embers that twist into grubs and larvae. Whatever it is, it's not from Avernus. Or from any of the other layers. Not many demons from the other 8 even come to Avernus, the shithole that it is, let alone one with such a gorgeous core. You're trying to place the word naturally in infernal, which I'd imagine is the language you two are kind of speaking to each other in this whole time. But you end up finding the word in common instead. It's not a core, it's not a flame. It's a soul vessel. Warm, delicate, empty. Lost from its body, its mortal body. An empty soul vessel looking for someone to enter it again. So it can return to Ethos. So with those two very different descriptions of what you guys both think it is, what are the looks on your guys' faces just looking at it?
He's just staring really hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a glare, but like that's just his resting expression with just how hard he's staring at it.
And Sween?
I feel like my character would be like inquisitive, curious, and just like admiring the sheer handiwork you would need with a knife to get anything this like pristine. Maybe sniffing it for if it's meat.
It's it is downright pungently floral. It's like you've been socked in the face with a perfume. Even though it's a very mild rose scent, in the depths of this place that normally smells like brimstone and smoke and shit, it's like you've just been absolutely blasted with a strong perfume scent for the first time.
Well, that ain't no eel.
It's a soul vessel. Picks it back up.
A what?
It's like the fiend cores, but for people on Ethos.
Ethos, you say?
Yes.
How much would my character know about like ethos and life?
Go ahead and roll history for me.
All right. Hopefully, I get something higher than a 2 this time.
Well,
It's a 13.
13? Ethos is a distant memory in Avernus. It's something that you guys can technically see, but only once a month. Whenever the sky goes red and clear, for a second you can see the surface of that distant planet, but you can never, ever step foot in there. Zariel decrees it. Ethos is supposedly some distant memory, some haunted place that you fiends will never step foot on. It is the end goal. It is, at the same time, destruction as it is infinite potential. Supposedly, the place was wiped out in some grand war. But sometimes you still see lights down there. Whenever it's visible up in the sky, you know that there's oceans. Unlike on here. That's the big thing you know.
This thing is from Ethos. How did it get here? And if it got here, I mean, what do you think?
I think this place is a shithole, and
Through that.
if we can bring, I guess, Zariel wouldn't allow it.
Daryl doesn't need to know. consider if it's still out there, eel smaller than 8 feet long.
What the fuck are you doing with your fins?
Gesticulating, just trying to move along your thought process.
Well, we have a soul vessel. Yeah, he makes sure to like lower his voice to make sure it doesn't like go for prying ears.
Hmm.
Yeah, we at least need to make sure it gets back. It's going to get obliterated here.
That's true. For now, we gotta figure out how it got here, though, so we can send it back. And I doubt this rain, how corrosive it is, would be so good for the soul vessel.
Oh, good. You can call it a flower.
Is there any? There's rooftops. Yeah,
There's certainly rooftops. There's like a city portion and such. You guys are in an alleyway that kind of has more an open top. Basically, Avernus is a giant mega structure. It's a series of shanties kind of stacked atop one another and just infinitely stretching up and down, supposedly infinitely. There is a surface, there's a giant waste up above, and there's the depths, those grotesque places down below. You're in about the middle layers of things, and where you stand right now, it's kind of just a straight shot upwards of just buildings stacked up. So a lot of rain is coming down, but there are roofs and like slanted little like spaces. There's a ton of cover where you can just hide underneath from all of the corrosion.
I'm gonna take a quick teleport 30 feet up into one of the ledges and see how it glows then.
It definitely gets brighter. It gets a fair bit brighter. You make that little some kind of raven petals of like raven feathers just out around you as you make this teleport, and it starts to the slight humming noise from it growing a little bit louder as you do.
Seems like we have to go up, and then he just hops back down and with a crunch.
More feathers seem to fly off you as you do.
So, how's the view from up there?
The exact same as it is down here. It's taller than I can teleport.
Fair enough. What's going on with the flower?
Glows when it goes up. So we should probably bring it up.
Yeah, it makes sense. Why don't we find a way to bring it up?
How do we get up?
Yeah,
So so basically they're right here, since it is kind of just a straight shot against like a bunch of buildings, you would have a lot more luck getting up if you were to get into the thickness, like a little bit thicker into the city, because there would be ladders, there would be more ledges, more opportunities to climb. The thing is that like a lot of locomotion down here, there's no real paths, it's just whatever the fuck someone decided to plop down one day that you can climb up. And there's much more opportunities to crawl your way up further inside the city.
Oh, so it's like a straight shot down, it's not like sloping.
It's not even slow. It's like from where you guys are, there is kind of slopes here and there, but it's just like mega structures on top of each other, kind of like segmented into streets and cities, just going up, down, up, down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Better get to climbing.
Yeah. Why don't we find the tallest building that we can nearby and scale it somehow, be it from inside or out?
All one building. He starts walking towards where there'd be more stuff to climb.
Absolutely. You begin to move, the gentle glow of the rose peppering with sparks every time it's struck by pelting raindrops, letting off small puffs of steam like breath in cold air through the shadows of the shut-down stalls and screeching hum of the overexposed street lamps charged in infernal runes. You begin through the bowels of the alleyway, about to cross into a major residence intersection, a large superstructure of a place that, well, it seems to creak and wobble as if it were some old withering beast. People tend to claim that Avernus breathes with old smoking lungs, and it's not hard to agree with those observations as you step through its exhalations of smoke. As you're starting to walk in, do you guys want to roll investigation to try and look around for like good vantage points and stuff? Cool.
Investigation, that is going to be 14.
14?
It's gonna be a 2.
So Sween, you're kind of just like, you're just strolling on through, I'd imagine, just getting your way
I'm
through.
short.
Yeah, you're short. You're not like, plus you got like that big catfish neck. Looking up is kind of like, it's a little bit of a weird maneuver for you, so you're kind of just looking around eye level right now. As for you, Azazel, I'd say that you notice a good number of, like, metals stacked up that are kind of leading in a slope up towards a balcony. You think you can see a way up to another bit of balcony across some rope. You could try and make your way across that. And that leads into a building that goes up, 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 up.
I'm gonna relay that to Sween.
Sounds good. Should we head over there then?
He doesn't bother with the response, he just starts going.
And as you guys start making your way over towards the small stack of things, you hear a noise. A little... like a little... in the air for a moment. Like something being flicked up and snatched.
Gonna stick the rose into my bag.
Perfect idea. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, that is 6. That's gonna be 16.
And in a sudden, just like burst of movement, I'm gonna roll perception against that. And I got a 6. You the rose back into your raincoat, kind of masking it under the drips of corrosion as they spark off against you. And you see someone step out of the shadows. And here I was, about to make a stroll out in this gloomy weather, down to your very stall. Thought you closed later than this, Leviathan. In some kind of a hurry?
Just taking a stroll. Low business today. No reason to keep the stall open.
Well, that's a shame, isn't it? It's a Hell Rider, one of Zariel's personal enforcers. Well, personal might be pushing it. It's hard to say if some rat like Zakan over here is anything more than a man who loves the taste of a good boot. He's got the head of some grotesque crow thing, and there's, for some fucking reason, teeth inside that beak of his. He has these low-set, hollow black eyes and slicked-back feathers, and an oddly nun-like outfit that the Hell Riders all wear. There's a brooch sitting on his neck in a kind of infernal steel sigil. It carries the crest of Zariel, 2 wings around a sword wrapped in a whip. It acts as his raincoat, projecting a small ward around his frame. Well, since you're out on a stroll at a time like this, may as well go ahead and ask you a little question. Because I've been trying to look into something, you see. Is it alright if I pick your mind for just a second there?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, 'cause you see, I was taking a little stroll down here myself, and I happened to notice, not too far off in the distance, there was this strange burst of light, wasn't there? Seemed to have been pretty close to where your stall sits, if I had to make an educated guess.
Don't we get bursts of light all the time? Someone's probably blown something up somewhere. That's normal.
Yeah, but that's the thing. is that I've seen things blow up all the time. God, trust me, I have. That other day, that Baylord that blew up in the middle of F Street, god damn. There's kind of a small sizzle that sounds off as he flicks the coin up in the air and it turns into a small cigarette. And he lights it kind of delicately with the tip of his finger, adding to the ever-increasing haze of the city. And it just didn't look to me like your typical, you know? There's this noise in the air with it. I'm just asking around, you know, if you heard anything, saw anything. You're coming from that direction, so.
Oh,
I didn't see nothing. You know how it is. I'm used to all them explosions around my shop.
Go ahead and roll
No one's around.
deception.
Fair. Yeah. Where is my deception? Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay.
This is
7.
this is versus insight. Yeah.
can I give a help action by just like,
Do you want to cooperate? What do you want to add on to this to give advantage?
just completely changing the subject?
So just trying to grab the situation by the reins. Yeah, go ahead and roll it at advantage then, Sween.
Okay. Maybe I should pick a different die. Jeez.
Maybe you should. Oh god.
Okay, wait, that's better. That's an 18.
An 18, and that is against insight, which... Okay.
He just goes, how is she? And then immediately looks like he wants to be anywhere else.
Oh my fucking god. Oh. Oh, but Asmodeus himself, you're Azazel. Oh. Man. To think that her own lapdog is all the way down here, not even in the Hell Riders anymore. God, what happened to you? She's great, by the way. She's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
Did you hear about the
I
new
don't-
guy?
There's a new guy?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of them. Like stepping stones, I swear. Hell, I even got a swing, and I gotta say, we both seen what she can do. I mean,
Can I blow this guy up with my mind?
what do you mean by that?
Power word explode.
Can I cast explosion? Oh god.
Can you just pet Azazel, like... There, bud.
Yeah, you're just slowly petting Azazel on the side. Oh god. I don't know, you're seeming a little off kilter there. I mean, hey, you had your shot, is what I'm getting at.
Oh, hey, what's that? Cast dancing lights in the distance.
What the fuck?
And he's just gonna start running up.
Oh god. Yeah, so you just start rushing away, and Zakan just... What a treat. What a fucking treat. Looks over at you, Sween. I'm assuming you've yet to move.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this, so I'm assuming we haven't moved yet.
Yeah. So really? You saw nothing?
I mean, yeah, nothing. I didn't see nothing. But what was that about? Do you two know each other?
Oh. Ooh, know each other? I mean, it's kind of a separate ordeal. I think a lot of people who are, tuned in and not in the back alley of a sushi cart just saying know about what that guy's got up to. Ariel's lapdog.
Oh.
Hear about the big divorce?
Oh.
Yeah.
That explains why he went running off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. I should go check in on him.
Yeah. Yeah, sure thing, fish man. Go in and go on and give your little check over. Hey, but that stall better be opened up soon.
Yeah, I'll get back to it after, I've had a nice long walk and like, maybe more people will be coming in.
Yeah.
Maybe you should come by. I still have plenty of veal left. You know how big those things get.
Why do you keep fucking catching those things? No one orders them.
Well, someone just did. So I want to make my customers return.
Fucking see you later, Leviathan.
Yeah.
Walks off. All right, and so you've just like
my horse helped us.
So Azazel, you've made your way. You've like started clambering up some of the metal sheets. Yeah, just given the rain and everything, let's see how far you've gotten with a good old acrobatics check.
Can I do athletics?
Yeah, you can do athletics. I'll allow it.
Great. Athletics. It's gonna be a 23.
Yeah. And I think just like fueled by this moment of just, God, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm so fucking sick of hearing about her. You clamber your way up the side of this and just start stomping your way up some of the middle sheets. You've gotten to the point where like you've hit that rope section and you're starting to like slowly inch your way across it. I'd imagine just grumbling to yourself the entire time.
Sween probably finds him at the rope section and he's just like this.
Yeah.
Just like in the classic, like, oh god, what did I just say?
Yeah, and Sween, you eventually do just like waddle and catch up.
Short little legs. Anyways, how you doing, buddy?
I miss my wife, Sween. I miss her a lot.
Yep, that's how it goes. And I'd like to just pat him on the back and just. You want some fish? On the house.
Do you just... in your pocket?
What do I look like?
Okay.
Wait. Fish.
Just, he doesn't even tip his head back for this one, he just, like, sticks it in and just, like, fucking slurps it.
Disgusting. And it is as you slurp down this fish that I'd imagine the two of you guys are starting to head up towards that building at this point, to which you are met with many doors inside of Avernus have been sealed shut, either just by the corrosion hitting them in a certain way that has melted them to the wall, or from people blocking off things that they don't exactly want to have out in the open. So, with that in mind, you've been met with a series of thick metal doors and bars all fused together like some grotesque sheet of armor. And that's your way into this building.
I'm gonna kick it.
Alright, go ahead and roll to hit. This thing has hit points for reference.
What am I adding to this?
If you're kicking, this is an unarmed strike, so I think it's just flat 1 damage, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I rolled a 3.
You kick onto it and you immediately stub your toe, just thinking about her way too much. Yeah.
Whoa, chill, bud. With how these things go, taking it out violently on a door isn't gonna help you.
We need to get through that.
Good point. Can I look around to see if there's like anything that might at all be useful to us nearby?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll investigation and or perception, up to you.
Alright, grabbing my second d20. Okay. That's for investigation, that's about a 16.
16. Well, there's certainly pieces of metal that you can kind of fashion and bend into potentially a crowbar that could help try and get it open. There's always just like a series of very flammable things that could help maybe like burn a hole into the place if you were to get enough like firepower to start it and just keep it going. But yeah, mostly there's just like metal to fashion things into crowbars. Zakan is also nearby enough if you wanted to ask for his assistance.
You got any ideas about how to get into this thing?
No. He's sulking in the corner.
Fair enough. Also, by the way, we never actually properly introduced ourselves. Hi. I'm a
You're
fish. I'm Sween.
You're Leviathan. The whole street knows you.
Yeah, I didn't know you were... I didn't realize you were Azazel.
That's how I like to keep it.
Fair enough. Anyways. Can I just try to grab as much of the metal around, see if I can make something of a crowbar?
Yeah, make a crowbar. I think that would be... sleight of hand to try and fashion it together? Or
Sure.
survival. Sleight of hand or survival?
I'll take a survival. Can we call them a survival?
Yeah.
My survival's decent. That's a 18?
An 18? So kind of with like this gruesome silence as Azazel's kind of like, I'd imagine leaning and sulking against some nearby, like just like metal bars and such, just looking down at that endless drop into infinity. You kind of wander your way over to a little bit of sheet metal, just kind of yank it and pull it off. You have your knives and you have your many of fish mongering tools, and as such, like kind of with them all together, you start trying to like chain and try and like strip off a little bit of metal. Like you got a very strong fish knife. I'd imagine that most metals can crumble underneath it, given that it's been enchanted, and so you're able to just like kind of get some parts of the sheet metal off, and then with your hands just slowly bend it with a little bit of force added onto it, and eventually you've managed to fashion yourself a bit of a makeshift crowbar, which you could try to open the door with an athletics check with at advantage with the crowbar.
Fair enough.
As Sween approaches the door, I'm gonna walk up behind him and use what's it? Create bonfire on the flammable bits.
So you're gonna flaming crowbar this shit. Or just try and like melt it. I'd imagine here's how it works. Create bonfire, you spark a little flame in your hand, and try, because it is so like tightly sealed, I think what you do is try and loosen up bits of it, and make a leverage spot where the crowbar can be pushed in and yanked from. So with that, add an additional +3 to whatever you roll here. We'll do it like that.
Sounds good. Thanks, buddy. And I guess... so +3 advantage strength?
Athletics, yeah.
Athletics, oh. Where is my...
Which is
okay.
strength, but yeah, it might have
Yeah.
extra bonuses.
$22.
22. All right. And with the 22, with that little hole burnt into things, you were able to leverage the crowbar inside, and there's this slow, like, careening, awful noise, like nails on a fucking chalkboard, as you slowly, like, probably using your foot for a bit of leverage against their wall as well, just... as it slams out to the side. You're nearly taken off your feet by it as well, but you manage to step back as the door careens open and then just rattles. It falls right off the hinges and just... And down from the bottom, you hear Zakan go, "Hey! The fuck are you two doing up there?"
This guy was just divorced.
Smack a hand over his mouth. Breaking and entering.
Oh! Yeah, be on your way then. It's hell, that's not a fucking crime.
That's fair. Well, That was dramatic.
Gonna walk in.
How's the rose or how's the flower doing?
Oh,
You take it out, and indeed, it does seem to be glowing more the more that you guys have traversed upwards. And slowly but surely, you guys make your way into this lone, dark, and dank room. Now outside of the glow of the corrosion that always peppers against the ground with its decadent red sheen, you are left in a swallowing pit. All of these places, the interior, is always nothing but grotesqueness. Buildings aren't exactly claimed as people's homes unless, well, you've taken enough time to cultivate and protect it. It's whoever's been here the last that decorates the place, with only remnants of the other people who've been through this place being scattered about. Whoever seems to have been here, well, you're not entirely sure what they would have been getting up to, given the tools that they've left behind. A series of knives, manacles, and chains up against the wall, and a corner that seems to have been overtaken in this grotesque mold-like substance. It stretches up and against the ceiling, having a subtle glow to it. It's a similar kind of sensation you get when there's that slight misty haze when it's snowy and dark outside. It's just slightly lit up in the corner. Other than that, there is a series of stairs up further into the building. From this first floor, you're not entirely sure if anyone is still currently here.
Riz is put away. Do I recognize the mold?
The mole? Go ahead and roll nature.
Is it like a normal thing to see? Nature. 9.
9. You're not sure. To you, just like there are many quote-unquote plants down here, though everything down here falls under the, like, everything under here is fungi. If there is to be plants, there is no real actual plant life, hence why flowers are so unheard of. There are so many numbers of mold down here that it could be, hell, it might not even be mold.
I'm gonna poke it.
Yeah, you just like slowly stroll over to this side of the corner, and with just like a full curiosity just like overtaking your brain. By the way, I just want to know for the record, what is your intelligence modifier? I just want to know what brain cells you're working with as you're doing this.
Not bad. +2.
+2. I think in just this sheer moment of curiosity, you just make your way over to the corner, the mold kind of calling out to you in a little way, and just... It squelches a little bit underneath your touch. And that's about it.
Prestidigitation, burn it off of my fingies.
Yeah, you kind of,
yeah.
It starts to like stretch across from your fingers, and I think what I'll give you is that it appears to be less of a growth and more of residue from something. But you burn it off of your fingers.
Something.
Well,
been
that's
left
kind of
of
nasty.
Esther here. Up we go.
I guess we go up.
All right.
And we look for a way up if we're within this room.
Yeah,
Stairs.
there are staircases and such that you can, like, it basically is kind of like a messed up series of staircases that leads to a number of different floors. So you start to begin your way up the staircase, and yeah, it's a long way up. Is there anything you're saying or doing while you're traversing this place?
I mean, I'd get if it was someone like, I don't know. Really? That guy? he's talking. If it wasn't clear, he is in fact
Yeah.
talking. Yeah. Okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I figured. Hey, after divorce, sometimes just the way it happens.
Just a big sigh. What what ended up with sushi for you? It feels like it's. He sounds like he's getting teeth pulled as he says that.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat the question? I need to raise your volume.
Why did it end up being? Sorry, the grunge voice or whatever the fuck I'm doing is not very loud. Basically, he's asking how we got into sushi making.
Well, all I know is that I just love the feel of fish underneath my teeth, and it just tastes amazing.
teeth?
Okay, I'm just gonna open my mouth.
There's a massive
Do
just
I?
like set. You absolutely have teeth, and I'd imagine that it's a situation too. Do you know how basking sharks and like certain other sharks have like rows of teeth on the deep inside of their throats? I'd imagine that you also have a series of shredders on the inside as well.
Ah,
He like reaches in and like pokes one.
I like to choke.
Yeah, there's just like
You do not taste like fish.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fish is just amazing. Of course, I wish I could get more.
Enjoy your passions.
Yeah, I love fish. The way that it slices, cooks. Nothing else is like it.
I loved
Anyways.
her once upon a time.
this guy's so fucking miserable.
Jeez, man. There was a
Sorry.
fish I loved once too.
Did you eat?
She was delicious. Anyways, how much brighter has the rose gotten?
I think as you take it out, you see it starting to glow. And then you hit another stair and it stops.
What?
It increases and then suddenly
Take a step back.
Take a step down, yeah.
gets even dimmer.
Maybe it reset, like it hit a threshold and then it like looped.
What if we go 2 steps up?
I go 2 steps up. Oh,
I guess
Huh.
you might be right with the reset.
yeah.
Something along those lines.
I can't. I'm thinking if we go, like, we're locked up here now. If we go down, it's going to be gone.
Right. I don't want to let this thing die just yet. I think if it's alive, somehow. Whatever version of dead. Anyways, I guess we just gotta make sure we keep going up and don't fall down. I guess especially you, don't fall down.
With Azazel now about 2 steps up ahead of you, Sween, as you guys continue to fall back into step up the stairs, it takes a couple more steps, about 5 more up, and you see Azazel vanish in front of you.
Hey, yo, where'd you go?
And Azazel, you're now behind Sween.
Can I make an Arcana check or something? somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, what's my Arcana? Gonna be 27.
Yeah. As you now find yourself, like, fully facing behind where Sween is, lower back down on the staircase, you notice that you just teleported. The flower was getting brighter, but you back, and it's dim once again. It wasn't some threshold you just crossed, you were just getting teleported backwards.
The entire time?
The entire time going up this staircase.
You just pulled a Dio on us.
Gonna put the flower back away. Safe little place. And then... So, there's like rooms, and then there's like a staircase on one side, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the spot where there's rooms. I'm gonna try to go through the wall.
What do you mean by that?
If we're being teleported on the staircase, get out of the staircase.
So you're just trying to get off of the staircase into the room.
Yes.
You go to step back into one of the nearby rooms, and you're back on the staircase.
Can I also try stepping off?
And now you're right back next to where Azazel is.
Huh. That's kind of weird.
And there's no, like...
Could we look around for anything that might be causing this, or out of place, or
Yeah.
anything that just is off?
Go ahead and roll investigation.
It would be so great if I had a higher investigation stat. 9.
9?
Can I give you
Yeah.
a help action by also investigating?
Yeah. You can also investigate. Let's go with that.
Oh, okay. Well, it's already higher than Jello's. Investigation. That's going to be 14.
The mold is gone.
Ah,
The mold from the wall.
should have set it on fire.
Is this something that you should I know this too, or no?
I
he's
think
looking where it was, so...
Yeah, so I think once you see the gaze go over there, you are able to, like, clock, oh, the mold he touched is gone.
Oh shit.
How flammable do the walls look?
I mean, pretty fucking, like, it's stone and iron is the thing, is that's probably not gonna be flammable. However, as you both turn your attention towards the wall behind you, I want you to both make a perception check against a stealth check here.
That's a nat 20. Get
A
bumped.
natural 20?
Damn. 26.
20 and a 26. So as you guys go to stare at this corner that once held that strange bit of glowing mold, you hear a small squelching noise from underneath your feet as you begin to see a tendril emerging. Roll for initiative. Welcome to the fucked up staircase.
Initiative. Okay.
This is going to be close quarters fighting, so we're going to do Theater of the Mind. And go ahead and
Nice.
put them in our group DM for us. Alright, 17 in it.
17 in it.
So 17, we have the mold. 16, we have Azazel. And
This
Sween.
feels wrong, but
Sween,
I
like,
just have my
20,000?
It's 27. It's really high.
27 for Sween. So Sween,
I rolled an 18.
yeah, Sween, you are first in initiative as you start to see this amorphous tendril coming out from below the staircase right towards your feet. You quickly are able to jump into action and make your first move. What are you doing?
First, just in my mind, can I see if this to me looks at all like a tendril of potentially octopus? Or
Ooh,
squid?
yes, you absolutely can. Go ahead and roll nature at advantage. Actually, if this is your favorite enemy is like fish, right?
I wrote. So I used an app to just make my for my thing. So I had to write down like aberrations and stuff because I don't know. I put beasts, but in my mind it's just like fish, seafood, sea creatures, that kind of thing.
Fish, seafood, sea creatures. I'd say that the tendril looks indeed very cephalidae. I think I will just give you that as a sushi chef. It is very much a cephalidae type tentacle, maybe more akin to something squid-like. Though it's also at the same time clearly made of plant matter.
Huh, okay. I guess with my turn, I'd like to... how do you count me trying to figure out what it is?
That just happens. We can just... I usually allow, like, one check per turn, just, like, to give one out there. So you're fully free to do that and have the rest of your turn.
Oh, awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Is this bonus or is this a full action? On one very quick second. Where are you?
Take
Where
your
is the
time.
button? Okay. As using my Ranger Slayer's Prey ability, I'd like to like point at it and go, "You, I'm gonna eat you." To designate it as my target for now.
Oh, can I have like a tiny asterisk potential for you there?
Sure.
You're on the menu.
Oh wait, that's better.
Yeah. Give us that.
Wait,
Give it. Run it.
Yeah. You're on the menu.
Hell
And
yeah.
then I'd like to try and just attack it, just straight up.
Yeah, so out from that kind of like small sheath on your that kind of belt that's attached to your apron, you flip out this butcher sushi knife and you're gonna flip it around your hand and just go swing for it. Go ahead and roll a hit.
Dirty 20?
Dirty 20 is going to hit.
And I also have an extra attack.
All right,
extra attack.
yeah. Do it again, as we say in Cursed Ones.
28.
28, those both hit, so go ahead and roll damage for both of those.
Awesome. All right.
And what type of damage is this, for reference?
Piercing.
Piercing. Is this magical piercing? It's a plus weapon, so yes, it would be magical.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
magical.
Cool. Then no resistance.
Oh god, I have to add 2 more d6, right? $24. 24.
Okay, with a 24 to hit, or with 24 damage in total, you just go ahead and take a swing for it, and you go right for the tendril, and you slap a little bit off of it, and it goes squelching up against the wall as it splatters off to the side, and you see right as it hits that wall, it goes and you start hearing noises from all around you on this staircase, this little segment of staircase that you found yourselves in, as you start to hear this small as from all the little crevices in the wall and from all the tiny little inches within the strips between stairs, more and more tendrils start to make their way out. As it screeches out in this horrible, gruesome...
Oh.
By the way, that is our playlist for music if you want it, but yeah, this
loud.
thing starts to emerge. But yeah, you've clearly done a chunk to it because it is now also bleeding this oily, kind of ichor-like blood. All right, that is your turn, Sween. Is it? Yeah, alright. So, next up is the mold, which is also called the alkalith. As this thing starts to emerge out from the different creaks and crevices in the wall, more of those tendrils are going to start kind of like grasping their way out, and for a second you almost see them take the form of hands as they press up against the wall, and 4 of them are going to slash out towards you, Sween, after you've anchored it. So... lowest to hit was a 15. Does that hit you?
No.
No? Okay, next highest after that was 18. Does that hit you?
That does hit.
Okay, so that is gonna be... that is gonna be 3 of them hitting you. So Yep. So that is going to be a total of 52 points of acid damage as these tendrils just go and slash out towards you, and they start to wrap around bits of your skin, and they start to bubble and fizzle kind of the flesh underneath you. It's starting to like uproot some of your scales as it's just digging in there. These small poisonous barbs, you feel them like injecting into your skin. Please make 3 Constitution saving throws.
You get a +5 since you're within 10 feet of me.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. No, it's 7 plus 5 plus 1. So first one's 13.
Mm-hmm. Succeeds.
14.
Succeeds.
22.
Succeeds. Okay, so you are not poisoned by any of these attacks. And that is going to be its turn as it once again just lets out this awful noise and just is still kind of starting to slither in near towards you. Those poisonous tendrils now wrapped around you. You are now grappled as well, Sween, because those hit you. So you're just being like held up and just like kind of spread out. Your kind of like fins are kind of trying to be dragged into the walls itself. It is it's trying to compress you down into a size you shouldn't be, and trying to squish you into something that you're not. But with that in mind, that is going to be the alkalith's turn, which means that it is Azazel's turn.
Oh boy. I'm gonna bonus action Thunderous Smite. Take that off my spell. And then I'm gonna roll to hit this thing. Let's see, that's a 24. I'm going to assume that hits.
24 does hit.
Yeah, and then it's, fuck, where are my d4s? Gonna be 10 slashing damage, and then, 3 radiant damage, and then I also get sneak attack.
Hell yeah. With that first one, I'd say that you go in for a swing. What is your weapon, by the way, just for flavor's sake?
It's a whip.
It's a whip, so you take the whip and you just crack it against the ground. It makes this thunderous kind of booming echoed noise, and then you spin it around in the air. It's very Trevor Belmont kind of Castlevania style as you whip it out through the air and then slam it down against a tendril, and it just severs off a Sween. Sween, one of your arms is freed by this. And with the sneak attack damage...
That's going to be additional 7 damage from the thunder. And then from the sneak attack damage, it's going to be 12.
Yeah. All right.
And then I also get... Oh, I get 2d6 per... No, that's the base level. And then I add a 1d8 because it's a fiend.
It is indeed a fiend.
And then that's additional 7 damage.
Okay, additional 7 damage, yeah. So the one whip strike goes against that one tendril, and it kind of sends a shockwave out through it that ripples through its entire body all the way to the other side of the other tendril that is wrapped around Sween, and that one just explodes out in this series of like gross inky guts that is gonna kind of traverse and cover you both. By the second, every single hit you're doing against this, kind of the staircase is getting darker and darker, covered in this thing's dripping kind of mucus-like ink and blood.
And
as
then
it lets
I have
out
a
more.
second attack.
All right, go ahead and hit. Roll to hit, rather.
Oh boy. So it's supposed at 8 hits.
An 8 doesn't hit. As you go to swing for another one, I think two of the tendrils goes and grabs your whip and just stops it from moving for a second. All right, so that is going to be your turn, Azazel, which means we're back up to Sween.
All right. Yikes. Okay.
And now, by the way, that we're in the second round of initiative, and you've done enough damage to it, it starts to let out these small spores. You start to see these dust particles showing up in the room as these small things that flash with every movement you make. They flash this grotesque kind of green, and I need you, as you're starting your turn in this, to make a wisdom saving throw, Sween.
Okay. Does this count as one creature?
It's one creature. It's one mass.
You still get
Okay.
your +5.
Yeah.
Yeah. because I also get a bonus for saving throws against the creature that is my target.
Yes, get a bonus for that. It is one single
so
creature.
An extra d6. Okay. So I have the +5, and I think, okay. Sorry, what kind of saving throw? I just blanked on it.
No worries.
Wisdom, right. Wisdom. Yikes, okay. 24.
24? All right, with the 24, you are going to succeed against that. You start to feel the spores, like, stinging against your already, like, acid-burning flesh, but you're able to fight off whatever sensation is rising in your head. It's your turn.
Also, I have a reaction for whenever something makes me do a saving throw.
Ooh, go ahead and do it then. What do you want me to do?
As a little attack.
Yeah!
Right away. This is a 19 hit.
19 does hit.
Oh, okay. Perfect. That's not that much damage, but whatever. Damage is damage. 3, 9, plus d6. 11.
11. Yeah, so with 11 damage, yeah, you spin around once again with that butcher's knife as it is going to, like, it's seemingly trying to, like, go for your skin to try and pull it apart to make more room for whatever these spores are to get into you, but you quickly turn around and just another tendril up behind you, flip it around, and then I'm assuming it's your turn proper. You can do more attacks.
Yeah.
And go for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull out my other knife because
Hell yeah.
I'm a dual-wielding ranger for this.
Yeah,
I
so
just
you had
didn't bring out another knife yet.
You have the one out, and then immediately you go for the other and just...
Yeah.
I think they, like, shing out to the side with, like, this... As, ready to slice and dice.
All right. I guess that's one. I'm gonna do an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have my other attack, and then I guess if dual wielding, that means bonus action attack. So attack, attack, attack.
Attack, attack, attack.
Attack, attack, attack. That's
Do it again.
15.
15 does not hit.
Ooh. That's on that one.
Damn. Damn. Right after the cool power up and everything.
Yeah, no. 27.
27 does hit.
That's
You
one.
get one
So
of them
that's
in
one.
One.
One hit only. All right.
One.
Thank you. I was muted while I did that, but
Yeah, of course. I got you covered.
All right. That's still 16 damage.
Yep. You slice off another, more squelching blood out throughout the room. If that's the case, it is now the Alkalith's turn, as it is now splitting its attention between the two of you. It's going to make 2 attacks against both of you. So, for Sween, the lowest to hit is a 17.
That hits.
That hits. Alright, so with a 17 and a 22, that is going to be, for those are to hit. For damage, that's 36 points of acid damage. Make 2 Constitution saving throws with that +5 bonus. And as for Azazel, lowest to hit was an 8, which I'm assuming doesn't.
it does not.
Okay, cool. The other was a nat 20, though, so...
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it. So that is also 36 acid damage towards you. Roll that Constitution saving throw at disadvantage because it crit you.
Okay.
14 and 22.
14 and 22, those both succeed.
Yippee.
Let's see, con save?
Yep.
It's gonna be a 21 at disadvantage.
Okay, yeah, and you succeed that, but you guys both take the damage as now these tendrils are lashing out from both sides.
How much damage was that?
That was, for both of you, that was 36. Because it's a set damage move. And as it's making this noise, you start to see as, once again, like, kind of with all of the damage that you guys have done to it, it's starting to melt a little bit, but it is getting kind of more vicious with every moment. With that in mind, Azazel, it is your turn.
Okay, great. Quick question about cantrips. Does it have to be levels in that class, or levels in general?
For, I think levels in general for cantrips, I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
Whatever, we'll just rule it as that for the bit.
alright, I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Yeah!
Yeah, classic, but, and then I roll 1 for each beam, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lowest to hit is, I add, what do I add to that?
10,000.
Okay, my spell attack bonus, yeah?
Yeah.
Lowest to hit is a 16.
16 doesn't hit.
Okay, what about next lowest to hit is dirty 20.
That hits.
Okay, cool. So let's see.
I'll say that since you guys have found the over and under, the AC of this thing is 17.
Let's see. Take 20. Hold on. Can I do math? 22 damage.
22 damage? Yep.
Yeah. So I think it's, you know, the fun little whip cracks, and then it gets snagged, and then he just puts his hand out on the nearest glob and just fucking explodes it.
Hell yeah, absolutely. With the whip out of your hand and such, you just... And it kind of like, it sends a reverberation to the inside, and I think like you see for a second the sides, all the little bits of it coming out of the crevices in the room, you see lights coming out of it as one of those little bits on the wall just explodes outward with force. Also, Azazel, I forgot to make you roll a wisdom saving throw because of its little...
Oh boy, a wisdom saving throw. Good thing I have good wisdom. That's gonna be 17.
Cool, you succeed anyways. All right, and that is going to bring us back to Sween.
All right. Do I have to do anything?
Another wisdom saving throw.
Perfect. All right. Do I still get your bonus?
Yes.
As long as I'm within 10 feet of you.
And you guys are in close quarters, so yes.
29.
29. Yep, succeeds for sure. So you get your turn,
reaction
and you can do
attack.
your reaction. Yeah.
All right, but I'm also on. Actually, no. I'll wait for. I'll do my reaction attack first.
Cool.
Okay, it's not. It's 13.
13. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so
to hit doesn't hit.
all right, on my turn, I'd like to use my bonus action in the beginning to cast Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
And I point at it and go, "Hey, fuck you! I'm gonna eat you."
Hell yeah. Fuck this guy.
And, yeah, which also gives me advantage on any wisdom checks to to find it. Never mind. Whoops, my bad. Okay. Yeah, and then I'm gonna attack it with my single good sushi knife.
All right, single good sushi knife. So indeed, you spin that shit around and you're gonna go and hit. Hopefully hits.
The first one doesn't hit.
Damn. It
Then
slips out of the
23.
way. 23 does hit.
Yeah. Okay. D6. 4, 9. Where's my D4? Oh, here we are. 16.
16? All right, yeah, and you spin that around and are going to slam. I'd imagine that this one, you get the knife and you just slam one of the tendrils against the wall and always use the wall like a cutting board. There's sparks that fly off of it and it just sparks out to the side. So there's that Sween, which brings us to the mold. Still up, looking very damaged as it just lets out a... and it's gonna make... Yeah, it's gonna once again split its focus and try and hit both of you guys, though it's gonna do 3 attacks against Sween and 1 against Azazel. Well, Azazel, you're not getting hit. That's a 3.
I might die here. Damn.
As for Sween, that's a 2. That's a 6.
Okay.
Okay, and that one is a 19 on the 3rd, so you're taking 18 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Yeah, as you're starting to look pretty damaged, yeah?
I'm at 8.
So it's hissing
It's
out
okay,
at you.
man.
It's like it's trying to take you down with it. So that is the mold's turn, and yeah, Azazel, roll that wisdom saving throw first.
Oh, yes. Another Thunderous Smite.
All right.
Wisdom save is going to be 23.
23 is going to succeed, so go ahead and Thunderous Smite.
Yes. I do that. Let's see. It's going to be a 22 to hit. Oh my god, I need so many different die for damage.
Paladin
Why
moment.
did I pick something that's a D4 and a D6? That's going to be 16 damage. It's so 10 slashing, 6 radiant. Nope. Yeah, 6 radiant. I rolled max on that one. And then for the smite, it's going to be an extra 3 damage plus the D8. Oh my god. Here's my D8. +4 for the fiend bonus for smite.
All right. So what is that in total?
So I got 16, and then I added the 2, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23. Do I add more damage to smite just by being a paladin?
I don't think you do.
Okay.
23?
Yeah.
Okay, 23. It's fucking close to death. It's so damn close.
Good news, I have another attack.
Do it again. Do it again.
That's gonna be 16 to hit.
Yeah, 16 does not hit. AC 17. But hey, thankfully, next up in initiative is indeed Sween. So roll that wisdom saving throw at advantage because of your hunter's mark. Oh wait, no, that's to track it.
No,
Never mind.
It's just for cracking.
Wait, forgot sneak attack damage.
Oh damn! Kill stealer.
Oh god, no, you can take it. Steal the kill.
Wisdom?
The gears going in his brain.
16.
16 to hit. Oh, for the wisdom saving throw?
Just for save.
Succeeds.
Oh, yippee, okay.
Okay, now it's your
Not
turn.
for the reaction attack. Okay, 19, which I'm assuming is a hit.
That is a hit.
Something has changed? Okay. 2 plus... Oh, God. 8. 14 plus... 20.
20 damage, and how would you like to do this?
Ooh. Can I would like to just, like, charge at it and... How many tendrils are nearby me? That's the question.
As many as you want for the sake of just, like, this moment. Because there's still a fair number.
I just want to do a little Beyblade speed attack and just go with my little sushi knife and cut off as many tendrils as possible to collect.
Yes, I'd imagine that you pull Azazel down to get out of the range of fire as you just spin it around, and there's this beautiful noise of the knife getting run through about 8 tendrils at once as they're all starting to come through all of the holes, trying to make one last stand against you, all shooting towards you at once, and you just pull Azazel down and just all of it around in a beautiful flurry of this black tendrily ink that, after a moment of quiet, rains down upon you both. And you are now out of initiative.
Hooey.
Azazel looks fine.
I'm bleeding a lot. I'm very, very hurt. Like, very, very, very hurt.
I'm gonna use lay on hands on myself.
No fucking way!
Jeez. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Can I collect all of the tendrils and put it into? Or I guess I don't really have much of a. Yeah. I'm assuming I had like a pouch or something or a pocket.
Let's go with the idea that your apron has like a bag of holding pouch.
Ooh. Okay.
Let's go with that.
And then I'd like to collect the tendrils and just stuff them in there and like pat it and go, I'm gonna eat you for later.
Yeah, Azazel, it's truly insane how many of those things fit inside what looks to be a small, unassuming pouch, and how many can just fully disappear.
He's sort of just like holding up like the soft glow of the lay on hands. He doesn't even look that bothered by like the small bit of acid he has on him, and he just kind of looks down at you like bloodied, and he goes,
and I'm just gonna spit out blood or something.
Yeah.
So,
Are you bleeding internally?
Can I like bend over and open my mouth?
Yeah, and just like yeah, it just spews onto the ground.
Maybe. Anyways, how do you handle material components of spells? That is just your preference.
We pretty much ignore it. We ignore it
Okay.
unless it's like a big spell like Revivify, in which case we have like a couple soft rules about it, but most of the time it's like,
Okay. Can I make a good berry?
I like that idea. Yeah, absolutely. I'd say that you can use like the tendrils to make a good berry.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to make some tendril berries and just cast good berry and try to consume as many as I can.
Yeah, I'm
guess
imagining
tell me
like
how-
little takoyaki balls.
Ooh, that's such a good idea. If only
Yeah.
we had like actual breading. But it'll have to do. Cool.
Imagine that you just like pull out, just like fully breaded, just like, and then in your hands just sizzle it up, and then it.
Num 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 num. All right, that's only 10 points of healing, but that's better than nothing.
It is. So you're at 18 health now, yeah?
I am at 18 health now.
Yay!
Yippee! All right. Well, that's something. Is a rose doing all right? Or flower doing all right?
Yeah, it should be.
You indeed pull it out, and it is still bloomed, still gently glowing on the interior of the staircase.
Let's hope we don't get sent back this time.
Should be it.
All right.
Do we get sent back this time?
You don't. And it continues to glow brighter with every step up the staircase.
Oh, I was mouthing along because every step we take, I'll be watching you.
I was like, are you gonna say something?
No. I'll do active perception check, just going up from here.
Good call, good call. Yeah, go ahead and roll an active perception check.
That is cocked. That is less cocked. That's gonna be 31.
31.
Please.
Rolled a 19.
As you're slowly making your way up the staircase, you pass by that first level of rooms that you were trying to get to. And for just a second, see eyes recede away from the staircase into the room, and you hear a tiny scrambling of footsteps.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, so you round the corner and fucking Eldritch Blast?
Yeah.
Alright.
Damn.
Ooh, not great on the die. Thanks, guys. That lowest to hit is gonna be a 15.
That does hit.
Now I'm a little scared that I've, gone and hit someone I shouldn't have.
It's just a child just there. You shot a child.
Don't be
out of the- out of
ridiculous,
the
there's
blue.
no kids in hell.
That's
You've
what you
never killed a
think.
kid, ever! Kids don't die. 21?
21, yeah. And you round the corner, and just guns blazing, just so fucking taken off guard by that massive mold creature that attacked you, that you just take you take this Eldritch Blast, and how do you want to do this?
I don't think it's even, like, too much of a bother. He's just going upstairs, he turns, sees the eyes, just sends out, 4 of them, and then it's just an arc, and then just...
I should mention this thing has 7 hit points. There is a smear. And the thing with devils and fiends is that they don't die, per se. They leave behind a small devil core. In this case, as you just splatter, just this beast up against kind of the corner of the room, you hear this small noise as you are left with a tiny little core about the size of like a crow's heart. And it's just... the best way I want to describe it as like how sea cucumbers jettison their guts, that kind of like white strand that they let out, it's that clumped into a ball, vaguely with one beady little eyeball on it and tiny little teeth.
I can't keep killing bird children, Dean.
This is a regular occurrence?
Yes. As this core on the ground is just gonna go.
Shit.
What the hell did you do that for?
Can I, like, give it some magic to get it back, to help it get back on its feet?
Yeah, you go towards the tiny little core, and basically you've seen enough, like, devil cores and fiend cores tend to come in, like, certain shapes and sizes based on what type of devil it is. You realize that you've just fully splatted a quasit, which are these little guys. Just a tiny little imp thing with, like, little horns and a little hook tail and a nasty little rat face. You've just fucking splattered and destroyed one of these guys. And as you go to, like, go and restore the tiny little, like, tangle of mess, maybe, like, put some healing into it, shape it back up again, we'll just say that you're able to do this. As it reforms into this little quasit, it just goes... and it lunges forward and is going to try and make a little claw swipe at you, Azazel.
That's fair.
Which is a 6 to hit, which certainly doesn't.
It does not. Can I just, like, scruff it? Gonna hold it out like he's offering it to Sween?
I saw what you have!
Can I stab it?
Yeah, you absolutely do. It's just like,
I saw what you have! That little glowing thing. You got a soul, haven't you?
and then immediately you just take the knife and you just... it once again into this tiny little core.
Can we eat cores?
You can. And they
Gonna
restore
hold it out
health.
to Sween.
However, you can eat cores to restore your health. However, you have to succeed a contested charisma check to see which consciousness takes over. If you keep your consciousness or the other devil takes over.
That's not gonna help. This is not a good idea.
It's a quasit, and it's a tiny little quasit.
Are you going to take it, or do you spend some time debating?
I'm gonna take a second to think about it, but to think about how to best prepare it, and like what to cook it with.
Can
I'm
we,
just gonna keep thinking about it.
can we, like, split the charisma if we share it?
I'll say that you guys... I don't know if it's ever been done before to... Actually, I don't think that anyone in Hell has ever shared a meal before of another fiend core. Sharing is not caring down here. So if you suggested to split it in two, this has never been done before, as far as you guys know.
Well,
So I will not give a guarantee as to what it does until you do it.
the main suggestion was that Sween cooks it, and then we have a nice meal together.
By the way, it is still alive and conscious, and is just going like...
It's too late for you.
Too late.
I already know what you have.
We could, bring it with us.
You could just put it in your sock. I'm sure it wouldn't like that.
No!
Well, I wouldn't like that either.
That's fair. Wait, so if you destroy a fiend's core here, is that the equivalent to death, or can you even do that?
If you eat it, it's the equivalent of like full ego death. It's like gone. It becomes absorbed and becomes a part of you.
Okay.
And then if you are theoretically killed, which for reference only like Zerial can full kill you, then all the other fiends that you've consumed would be let out.
Interesting. Okay. How hungry are you, bud?
Quick question. So my religious oaths require me to bring light to people.
Light a fire, maybe?
He's gonna come for you any second now.
Who?
Maybe if you keep me alive, I'll call her off. I'll say it was a mistake, that I didn't see nothing.
I mean, we all Ethos is still out there. You want to come with? I'm not putting my sock. Can
Why would I go to a place where things can die? I'm immortal.
Consider, if you go there, you can kill other things.
I don't think so.
A compelling point, but I'm already the strongest demon in all of Avernus.
Just gonna look at it.
If you like just poke it, just poke its eye.
Stop doing that!
The strongest
Well,
demon, you say?
We can take it with us and then leave it here.
Yes, take me with you. She'll come for me any second now.
So she's coming specifically for you. Are there any windows?
Unfortunately, there is no. Yeah, there is a window on like a floor up.
Okay. Could we go a floor up looking for a window?
Yeah, okay.
Can you just let me go? Once again, maybe we can come to an agreement here and I'll call him off.
Are you... Wait. Can I have the little dude?
Yeah, sure.
So we have an agreement you're gonna call her off if we let you go.
I mean, yeah.
Alright, I'd like to fling it out the window at full power.
Quick question. Out of curiosity, if my athletics modifier is plus 13, how far
What?
can I throw this thing?
Wait, your modifier is plus 13?
Yeah.
What the hell? What?
Like with bonuses and expertise and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far can I throw it? Is it above or below 90 feet?
With how tiny and portable this thing is, I would say about 80 feet you could chuck this little thing.
Oh. I have catapult, though. Do the 10 feet matter that much?
You could catapult spell it, that would be very funny.
Athletics.
Do we want to do a
How much-
thing where Sween throws it and then you catapult it while it's already being thrown?
Yeah, let's acceleration this bitch.
So, Sween, you go up to the window, just fully shot put this thing, and just slam it through this kind of like tempered, muddy, and disgusting looking glass that just looks like it's been fully shit smeared on for decades. You just careen this thing out through the window, and you just hear this distant "No!" As you just chuck it out through the window, and as it's just barely starting to fall, Azazel, you slam your hands together and cast catapult. Do you catapult it up or just like away so that it splatters against a wall?
As far as I can without hitting a wall.
You
I never want to see this thing again.
Yeah, you like peek your way out of the window and find a trajectory so that it'll go catapulting as far as you can possibly send it. You see a tiny alleyway that theoretically you could just push it into and it'll just keep fucking going. So as it's already flying out through the air, it's like getting ready to just gonna go like,
She's gonna come for you! She's gonna come for you! Ah!
as it's just fucking careened out into the distance, and just fully like Jesse and James Pokemon just ding out and away from you both.
All right.
Well,
That happened.
didn't want the light, so I guess we keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going on. Nothing happened there, right?
Don't know what you're talking about.
I
man.
didn't even see anything.
What thing? What's a thing?
Anyways, let's go up.
And as you guys both turn away from the edge of this window, you hear a gruesome sound. One that feels like it's decided to pierce through your very existence. A scratching of nails against a chalkboard mixed with a shrill feedback of a microphone peeked through a speaker that floods through every opening and vent of the place. And you see it, shining through this window back towards you, a great unholy radiance that shines through every single crevice, for just a moment mimicking the sheen of the sunlight itself across the surface of this hell. You feel eyes deep from within those screaming motes of light through the floors and sewer pipes and small iron grates and tiny cracks in the floor, all rattling into a gruesome crescendo of a voice. Denizens of Avernus! And all at once, a biblical downpour of light. It's as if all of the corrosion in the sky freezes, with how downright inconsiderate the level of harsh blinking is. These great flashes of gold sting in your vision, refusing to give you any room to gather your bearings, or even any room to think, as it pulses and beats and pounds into a form that sears horror into the back of your minds. You see it through these flashes. Her form, a monolith of a woman. Gigantic. It's like looking at some great ziggurat. She stands clad in wrapped leather straps pressed skin tight over her sharp features, with the side skirt wrapped in chains and belts leading down her hips into long needlepoint heels. Her eyes are sunken like black holes, leading into these small motes of pure hellfire underneath them. You see her features blanched white, smeared in lipstick and topped with sharp eyebrows. There's a halo of flame over top her head, and extending from her back are massive wings, with dark black feathers glowing with red underlighting from their interior, lighting that, too, bears the properties of the corrosion. Zariel, Archduke of Avernus, being projected as this great giant hologram in the interior of the city. It's a lucky day for most of you. But for some of you, ooh, you'll be wishing you could die a real death. It seems like a little birdie has told me about the existence of a soul vessel being spotted in our 9 hells. And well, those can go for quite the pretty penny, can't they? Now, while I'd love to sit and watch you all fight for who's the highest bidder, that's not how this is going to work. The fiend that brings me that vessel is entitled to an audience with your queen. And I'll treat you to anything in the 9 hells you want. Now then, that's gotten some of your interest, hasn't it? Then get out there, fiends! Go ahead and look for Azazel and the Leviathan. They won't get far. As her form flickers out from reality, you start to see from the window as other fiends' windows start to open up. And you see the crawling of figures starting to push their way and slink out from the shadows. This massive array of hunting squads that seemingly have been fucking waiting for this moment. All of them duck underneath the glow of the corrosion raining down below as they start to slink out, claws outstretched and spines flaring from their backs and teeth chittering. You hear the sound of chains from devils slowly making their way outside of their pits and caverns. You see sewer grates opening up and massive forms starting to squeeze their way through like cephalopods through a tiny little opening way too small for them to seemingly crawl out of. And you see down from below, leaning against a rafter, you see that fucking Raven himself. Pistol aimed up at the window that your guys are in. What a damn shame. Could have seen that one coming. As a bullet is fired in your direction, we are going to go on a quick break. And we're back, where we just left off. A message from Zariel had sparked across the many hells themselves, and a bullet had been shot down from below, from the sleazebag kind of demon enforcer himself, Zakan, who has pointed up his pistol towards you and has taken a shot. So let's see if that hits. That is going to be... That was only a 5. So as this announcement concludes, you guys hear the whirring of a bullet right past you as it slams into the back of the room. And with all of those demons of hell starting to unfurl themselves and starting to make their way towards your location, what are you two doing?
Can I do a quick, divine sense to figure out how fucking, like, I guess figure out the best path forward?
Okay, yeah, absolutely, go for it.
Divine sense, I just find celestial fiends are undead within 60 feet unless they're in total cover.
All right. So you can basically just find the number of them that are around you, and how far is the distance of that again?
60 feet.
60 feet. You feel about 4 creatures starting to make their way in from the bottom. Upstairs, there appears to be one scaling the wall up near to try and get up to cut you guys off, and you also feel one starting to scale the wall to get into the window that you guys are currently next to.
Cool. Up or out?
Out of the window.
No, I'm asking, this guy. Sween. Wanna go up or you wanna go out?
We gotta go up, don't we? If we go out, there's way more of them down in the city.
Alright, up it is. And I'm gonna fucking... How fast are you?
30?
Okay, I'm also 30. We're just gonna fucking hoof it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to be safe, behind me, can I cover the stairs with a spike growth?
Absolutely, that is a great idea. So right as you guys start to make your way upstairs, you are going to just like slap your hands together and a small rune kind of shoots up from the ground. And I'm wondering if they look like the spines of like lion, tiger fish and such as they all spike out from the ground. And just as they rip their way out from the ground, you start to hear the sounds of just like struggling devils from below, just like a gnashing of teeth. Just get back here! They're in here, all right! As multiple creatures are starting to try and make their way up, but are indeed getting caught on your spike growth. So you've bought yourself some extra time. And I'm assuming you just make the run for it upstairs.
Let's book it.
All right, and just for this this crazy little encounter here where there are things coming at you, roll for initiative, you two, once again.
Oi, oi, oi.
It's gonna be vaguely just like off the cuff, kind of like very chill initiative. It's mostly just like where you go and what you cut off.
Oh my god, it's a nat 1 initiative.
Oh! Hey, roll against me. Because I do roll these against me because I also got 1 for initiative for like the forces of hell.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I have a +9 to initiative.
We do it based on rollies because rollies are funnier.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. 12.
12 to roll against. Okay, so the forces of hell are last in initiative. So it is going to go. So it's going to go Azazel.
Roll a 3.
Azazel 10. We have Sween 1, and then hell. Ooh. So Azazel, are you doing anything extra, or are you just running the fuck up the stairs?
Running the fuck up the stairs. Can I see, like, can I sense where the guy is? From
the guy up the stairs is literally just, like, it's burst through one of the walls up above, and you see, at this point, it is about 45 feet up the stairs, and it's, like, trying to start making its way down towards you.
Okay, can I channel divinity, and then make me a strength or dex choice? Death save, your choice.
Who, me? Strength or dex?
That guy.
I'm gonna do strength.
Cool.
Alright, that is going to be so with the insane modifier that this guy has, that is going to be an 18. It rolled low.
Okay, and that's against, I'm pretty sure that's my spell save DC.
Yeah.
Abraca, fuck you, restrained.
Restrained, yeah. So as you start to rush your way up, I'd imagine some like raven feathers are going to fly upstairs and are going to start trying to pin this guy down to the ground. As you start to see coming out of the shadows a massive goristro, which is just this kind of massive bull-like creature, hunched over, spines covering around the back, this awful pig-like nose that's been pierced in multiple directions, and like these massive kind of curled up horns that have spikes and kind of chains and collars lined up and around them, huge hoofs, and just like this hunched over whole overall frame, just like letting out these kind of constrained just breaths that are just indicating that it wants you fucking dead. This is what these things look like, by the way, and it's fucking massive. But you let these raven feathers go out and just pin it to the ground as it just goes, "You think you're going too far, do you?"
Sorry, gotta go.
All right, and you're rushing on up.
Actually, what level of spell slot would I have to do to cast catapult on that thing?
It's a huge creature for reference.
Okay.
How does catapult scale?
How does catapult scale?
I'm pulling it up. 5 pounds per slot extra.
5 pounds per slot. This is a huge creature. It's probably over 100 pounds. Just like it's probably over 500 pounds. I don't think you can catapult it.
There's no feasible way you could probably do this.
Well, good news. I have a plus 13 in athletics, so can I kick it?
Yeah, you absolutely can. So
Okay.
as you're rushing up the stairs, you're just gonna kick its head.
I'm gonna try to kick it out the hole it came from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. I don't even think you can move it. Is the thing. I'll just tell you that right now. It is a giant goristro. It is a huge creature.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep fucking going then, man.
All right, so you're gonna dash action, go 60 feet up.
Yes.
All right, so you rush 60 feet up the stairs, and it is now, since it was 45 feet ahead of you, it's around 15 feet back from you at this point, just snarling. Just, get back here. That is your turn, and that is gonna bring us to Sween.
Oakley dokley. I'm gonna dash and cunning action dash.
Okay.
Dash.
All right. And as you are just like rushing your way up, you just fully like you are so shocked, Azazel, at how quickly Sween can move. As he just like gets past you. Man, okay. Do you know Marvel Rivals, how Jeff the land shark goes underwater and swims through?
Yeah.
I'd imagine that when you're dashing, you can do that, where you can just sink into the earth and just up. So you just like dip into the ground as if it were water and just up the stairs, just blazing a trail up this kind of great spiraling staircase. And as you are getting up, you start to hear a sound of some of the nearby windows as you start to hear, I think he's in here. As there are also a number of like avianoid creatures outside as well, up on the floor that you found yourself on, Sween.
I see.
They're out the window though, and about 60 feet away, but they're like readying crossbows and shit at you.
Oh, that's not great. Well, I mean, that's all my actions anyways.
Yeah, true. So you are just going to rush past them, and now it is the forces of hell. So, first of all, that is going to be an attempt from the Goristro to try and break restraint, if that's the thing I can do.
Yep.
Okay, what do I have to roll for it?
Let's see. Strength.
All right, strength. Yeah, that is a 27.
Yeah, that breaks it.
Just like fully gnashes off all of these chains from it and just stands up. You hear like a from its 2 feet as it's gonna get down and it's gonna start charging at you. Does it end the turn if it breaks the restraint, or is it just an action? Like, what's the deal there? Or does it? What does it say?
Oh, you have to repeat the throw at the end of its turn.
At the end of its turn, so that is the end of its turn if that's the case. So it just breaks out of it and it's just like, you're not going far! Get back here! As it's gonna basically start trying to make its way up behind you. As for the avianoid kind of devils in the out from outside, they're going to aim their crossbows out towards you that both alight in these kind of green awful flames, and they're gonna both try and shoot at you, Sween. That's a 7.
Okay.
That's a 14. I think those both whiz past you, right?
Yep. I don't die yet.
Sticking to the wall, you just keep swimming on up. And from below, there's all those other guys that are still caught in everything. Actually, how far up are you guys from the ground? I think this is the last turn that Zakan can shoot you with his pistol from this range through one of the windows, as he is running up the side of a nearby building. So I think Zakan is going to try and get a shot off on Azazel from the window. But is absolutely going to eat shit and fail because that's a 10. So you guys are just whizzing past as, like, crossbow bolts are just... They're coming in from the window. You have this massive bull-like creature starting to run up the stairs towards you from behind. You have these bullets and such raining down from below, and you still hear the sounds of those other creatures starting to try and make their way up. However, are being stopped by the spike growth. That is the forces of hell. It is now time for Azazel.
Fuck, dude, I'm running. How tall is this fucking building?
It's fucking tall. This place is massive. So another run up, how far are you getting with that?
Action dash, bonus action dash, plus my 30 feet.
Okay. Action, yeah, no, so you just start rushing upwards once again. You get past a couple more flights of stairs. You swear that these things just keep fucking coming. Because at this point, as you're starting to go up the stairs, you hear the sound of twisting movement and crackling as out from a shadow in the corner, a shadow fiend is going to out from the walls. Is going to try an opportunity attack you as you go past.
Cool.
Yeah. Because it comes out from the shadow and tries to swipe at you from behind. That is a 18.
To hit?
Yeah.
No.
No, and you manage to just, like, bat it past as you are still rushing the fuck up the stairs as the Shadow Fiend slips back into the shadows. You seem to be getting close to the top at this point. So, Sween.
I mean, what else can we do but just
But
go
run.
up?
Yeah, all right, you make your way
same
up
thing
too.
here. Dash.
All right.
Bonus dash.
Yeah. Dash, bonus dash, and since the Shadow Fiend has already used its reaction to try an opportunity attack you, it can't. It still tries to go for you, basically, but you are just, it's way too worn out already, so you just swim right past it. I'd say at this point, for flavor, the two of you guys are neck and neck heading up the stairs against one another. It is now the denizens of hell. The two winged beasts outside are going to bonus action dash and are going to move their 80 feet upwards, and are going to try and once again crossbow bolt out through the windows. I'm gonna try and get one in both of you. Damn, that was an 18 to hit Azazel.
No.
Fail? Damn. 18 to hit Azazel fails. 70 to hit Sween?
7D?
17.
I was gonna say 70
70.
hit would be what? That does hit, unfortunately.
You are going to take 7 points of piercing damage as a crossbow bolt into your side.
Yikes.
You guys still hear the sound of just as the Garistro is trying to make its way up. This thing has speed and it has a charge attack, but you guys have gone, what, 80 feet away from it? No. Yeah. No, it's action dash, bonus action dash, so like 120. You guys are insanely far from it. Can it get to you is the thing with anything. If it does its charge, if it does a dash as a bonus action.
Does it have a bonus action dash?
It does have a bonus action dash. This boy
Damn.
does.
One hell
Oh
of a-
god, it just barely fucking misses you guys. As it starts to charge up the stairs, you hear its massive hooves, and you see it just like fully, the stairs depress under its weight as it starts to ram its way up. Eventually though, it gets snagged into the corner. It's just turning way too fast, and one of these staircases has too sharp of a turn for it to keep up with, and it goes careening into the wall and just slams and sticks its horns into it. And with that, basically, we are out of initiative here from that quick chase encounter as you guys are rushing up to the top of the staircase at this point. Just making your way up and outside. You still hear the sound of beating wings and just loud screaming from hell below you as you start to make it towards the top. And as you do, you are met with one last door. Another one sealed shut by the corrosion. What are you doing?
Are there any, like, gaps or bars in it?
There's definitely a small gap.
Okay. Let me look if I can take people with me if I do that.
Are you gaseous forming?
No, I can teleport. I can do my little teleport thing.
Huh. Shoot, can I even do anything here?
It doesn't look like it. And regardless, Misty Step.
Yeah. So you just disappear into feathers that go right through this tiny little crack and appear out on the outside. Now it's up to Sween. How are you getting at it?
Probably take Sween with me. You can take people with Misty Step?
Yes, you can take people. I think you can take one person with... Can you? No.
Can
you
you?
can't. I think that's Dimension Door.
That's shit.
Yeah, it's Dimension
Damn it.
Door.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. So Azazel vanishes. Sween?
Can I open the door from that side? No.
You can try and help. It is slammed shut, but you can, like, try and start trying to yank it open.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll change it to the Raven Queen's Blessing rather than save that spell slot.
Cool. Go ahead and roll athletics.
Oh boy.
Is there anything you want to do to help with this, Sween?
Well, wait, so they're pulling?
They're pulling, yeah.
Okay, then I guess I'll try to ram the door or hit it or something.
Yeah, just like
I'll just,
check into it. Yeah, absolutely.
30-20?
Dirty 20 on the athletics. We're going to do... You can add... we'll add +5 with the slamming. So that is 25 in total. So, Azazel, as you are just, like, pulling on the edge of it and just, like, your foot is up against it as well, trying to yank it open, Sweeney, you take a running charge back, hearing the sound of just, like, all of those things of hell just coming up towards you. You hear the Garistro starting to make another charge again as it's unfixed its horns from the door, and you finally stand back and just... shoulder check slam into it. The door does end up clipping you a bit, Azazel, as it does swing out just so fucking violently. But Sween, you are also able to get out. And as you two start to step back, just making your way back, you feel the corrosive rain pitter-pattering against the exits of your raincoats. You hear the sound of those hoof prints heading towards you in a blind rage. Just, hey, I'm just saying, a wish from her? You give it up? Come on. You want to help the denizens of hell, don't you? Then why don't you go ahead and hand it over? As the Garistro starts making a charge up the stairs. It doesn't have a raincoat on. Do you want to slam the door and try to spare its life, or do you want to let it step out into the corrosion?
I'm gonna slam the door because if it corrodes, I'm pretty sure that's another creature for us to deal with.
All right.
Also, you know.
So I'm gonna have you roll one more athletics check. This is gonna be against the Garistro to see if it slams the door open or if you slam it close. And you can do it at advantage if Sween helps.
Okay.
You know what? I'll help you slam the door.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say, so what are the odds you roll really badly?
Ooh.
Gonna be a 26.
26 versus a 25.
Whoa, nice, okay.
To slam the door back as the Garistro's horns jettison through the sides of it, puncturing 2 perfect holes, but you both manage to keep it sealed as you hear it go unconscious from the force that it slammed into this door.
Okay.
Oi, alright.
Okay.
At
Fucking hell.
the top of the city, where there is no more cover from the corrosion, you hear the denizens of hell retreat. You are now left on the surface of all these great rooftops stretching out ad infinitum. Not many dare come up here, especially not on a night like this. The air up here is so thick you can hardly see anything outside of the two of you guys next to each other. The air is ripe with whipping winds that fall flush against your face with a gruesome heat. The only thing between you and an eternity of torment stretched out like taffy beyond the endless empty haze is the gentle glow of the rose. Now that you've reached the surface, you notice, as you kind of roll your eyes over the little pocket that's stashed away in, the color has changed from a deep bloody red to what looks like a gentle gold. Not seen this color down here. Never. What are you doing?
I'm just staring at it, admiring it.
Can I poke it?
You do. It lets off small burst of spores that seem to make a tiny little arrow through this mist.
Let's try to follow the spores then, in whatever direction it's pointing us.
Yeah.
Hey, an indicator's an indicator.
As you start to make your way amongst the haze, the rose, small and delicate and beating in both of your hands, it starts to bloom a little more than it previously did. With every single pulse it makes, with every single step, it glows just a little bit brighter. You're approaching something. And I think, for a moment, you almost hear a whisper in the back of your minds. This gruesome little thought that appears for just a second. The soul vessel. How much room does it have? What if only one of you can get in?
So, what's your plan from here?
Oh, bring a little bit of light here. Ethos is still around. I can't. I mean, I don't know. I just thought I'd need to return this, keep it safe. Something delicate shouldn't be here.
You have been a wonderful customer, and I don't want to have to try to kill you. But if you'd like, I can give you some of the squid tendrils that we got from earlier. If I can hold the flower for now.
I'm going to keep it safe. And I don't... He just kind of looks at you. You're still, like, sluggishly bleeding, I assume, from the encounter with the, moss creature.
I mean, yeah, I'm still a very low amount of health.
I'm going to keep holding on to it. I mean, I don't plan, if it's anything, I don't plan to get out of here.
You don't?
No. Where I can do good.
Why fight all this way?
Something this delicate shouldn't be down here.
I see. Well, I don't, but I see. Speaking of I see, I want to see the sea.
When we get to where we're going.
Yeah. Just a thought. No. Yeah, never mind. Yeah. Okay. And anyways, I just want to like keep moving forward for that. I don't really know how else to handle that conversation, considering our characters aren't exactly.
I think it's just like a moment where it's, yeah. You guys haven't really known each other too deeply, too longly, or anything like that. But it is, I think, just a moment of just considering what each other's stake is in this. Azazel, you just want to bring people to the light, you want to show people the way, and Sween, you want to see the sea. So, as you start stepping towards this Golden Lights trail, those two thoughts just linger for a bit in a quiet, somewhat uncomfortable silence, but I think it is a thing. I know you hear him, but I think it's a thing where you're slow.
Show us the beast.
The beast.
Show us the beast.
He had to make his appearance. The beast is upstairs right now.
Ah.
He wants to play D&D.
He does. Okay, I think
This little white rat.
I think the beast has been quelled for now. And as you begin to see it in the distance. Lost my train for a second. A small swirl of golden dust in the air. And in the middle, what looks like a glimmering body suspended in the air, curled in these swirls of golden light that seem to make this giant rose around it. The body of, well, Tabaxi are not native to hell, but you do indeed see this cat-like frame, just head tilted back, eyes empty, staring off into the distance, kind of tears falling upwards. Just suspended. Waiting. With a hole in its chest. In the shape of a rose.
Gonna bring it up and cast it in.
I'm guessing that fits.
Start to make your way towards it. Azazel. I never thought I'd see the day where you managed to stoop to a new level of miserable. And yet here you are.
Ariel.
Former fucking royalty, chasing around a fishmonger. You embarrass yourself, Azazel. Now, what exactly do you think that you're doing?
I mean, what? You have eyes. I'm right here. Look.
Oh, I see you. I see every pathetic little inch of you. A break in the haze. Like flame cutting through the sky like a hot knife through butter. As a sword falls down and splits the very fog between you both and the glowing figure in the distance. First comes the blade itself, a glow of shockingly cool light that rages against the gruesome twisting reds around you. It refuses to adhere to the color scheme of Avernus's reality. That cold color feels like a dagger held to your throat, just barely enough to draw blood. And there she is, all 10 feet of her, wings casting a shadow so deep and twisted that you swear you're being dragged into them for a moment. And yet here you are. On the luck of a draw, you both caught hell on an off day. I hope you're proud of yourselves. But I'm afraid both of your cores belong here. They did the second you were born, and will for the rest of eternity. Not that it would matter if it didn't. Only one of you could leave either way. And when it comes to benefiting the self or the other, we all know what the right choice is. Now then, love. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. You hand over the flower to me and are left to crawl back into the gutters. Or you can take a swing. See where it gets you. If I had to guess, I'd say you'd be waking up in Nessus, your fiend core bare and left to whatever he decides to do with you.
What do you even want with this? You're not leaving.
I want to snuff any and all hope of leaving hell. Do you know what you would begin if you got out there? The riots that you would spring forth. The great martyr you'd be. We can't have that, honey. Certainly can't. Creatures of Pandora like us are meant to stay in our box. You know what happened the last time we were all let out? Well,
Or
there you go. There's a reason things are the way they are up here, my love. No one comes in, and no one goes out. We dance this dance for eternity. Such is our role. It's not one you can change.
you put the soul vessel back and send it back to where it came from. Nothing comes in.
Nothing goes out.
She holds her hand out. Then, like I said, you have a choice.
How far away?
Insight?
You are about 60 feet away from it at this point. And yeah, you can roll insight.
Insight, that's gonna be 14.
She is beginning to make a writhing inferno in her hands. She plans to burn it.
And then how far was it? You said 40 feet?
60 feet.
60 feet.
Hmm.
And how close is she to... She's right here, right?
She's right here.
Okay.
Like right next to us, right here.
Like she has made her way. She was previously far, but she's gotten closer now. She is right within range.
Cool. Can I do my little teleport thing and just fucking gun it?
You certainly can. Your teleport thing, is that a spell?
No, it's a feature of my race.
Okay. If you're gonna go for the teleportation play, I'm gonna roll insight on you real quick. She squints at you. You really don't know how to change, do you? Roll for initiative one last time. I feel it's important to know I'm putting on one-winged angel.
Can you take a look at the nip I
Yeah,
sent of-
yeah, I see it. That's how I be.
It's important to me that you see that.
Alright, that is Sween. You are going first. Her eyes are entirely on Azazel right now.
So is Azazel holding the flower?
Yeah,
Yes.
like yeah. You can technically probably take it at this point. It's up to you.
Would that be a full action?
No.
Okay.
If Azazel allows you to grab it and run.
just like whisper to his ears like Azazel.
I think you can just grab it because he doesn't want to hold on to it too tightly for fear of crushing it.
Yeah. So Sween, you go and snatch it.
Bonus action dash.
Yep.
And dash to the body. That gets me there, right?
It would if she wasn't gonna opportunity attack you, and she does have Sentinel, so we're gonna see what this does.
I forgot about. How did I forget about opportunity attacks? Okay.
That is a 16 to hit. Wait, I forgot her modifier.
Oh. I forgot about opportunity attacks. How did I forget about opportunity attacks?
Well, that is a 16 plus 6. That was a plus 16 to hit. So, like.
I mean, that hits.
Yeah, like a 32 to hit.
Hits.
Yeah, and she is just going to turn around and is just gonna go, oh, running off so soon! As she spins around this longsword, and that is going to be, I think that. Let me roll for it.
There's no way this doesn't kill me.
What if I roll really low? What if I roll really low with all these dice?
I feel like with her modifier, she's just. There's no way this doesn't kill me.
What health are you on for reference?
Low? 11.
11?
11. There's no way this doesn't kill me.
I rolled a 1, and a 2 on the dice, and it does have an extra bonus of damage. I shit you not, that is 10. I shit you not, it's 10.
Wait, plus 10?
No, it's 10, like, she has a bonus to her damage that makes it add up to 10.
Okay, so I'm like fucking dying here.
Yeah.
But you're still up.
Because it's a plus 6 to her attacks, basically. And it was 4 I got on the damage. And that was her opportunity attack. So
That's one hell of an opportunity attack. Oh god.
Yeah, that was her opportunity attack as she spins around and just like slams her sword. Her sword kind of dances around her, slashes into your back. Sentinel activates, and you've lost your movement speed. You still technically have an action here.
So I bonused, gained 30, then got Sentinel, so I have 0 now.
Yeah. You can action disengage and run your other 30.
Why did I disengage? I should have disengaged in the first place. Anyways. Wait, if I move out, if I try to move out again, does that proc another opportunity attack?
If she has reactive, but also, yeah, your movement speed has been hit to 0 because of Sentinel. How about we go with this order of operations? We're gonna action dash, bonus action dash, yeah?
Yeah, well, I was just gonna...
Or just bonus action.
Dash
okay,
first,
bonus action
and then
dash.
Move.
Yeah, then you have...
Would have brought me, yeah.
Bonus action dash. I'd say that it set your, like, dash speed back to 0, because that was, like, bonus action. I don't know. We're gonna do weird rules here. And say you still have about 15 feet of movement speed left. I'm not gonna take all of it from you.
Okay. Well, if she still has a reaction, which, considering I should be very scared of her as I'm at 1 life, I will, in fact, try to disengage.
Okay,
to disengage.
You're gonna disengage and are going to move your 15 feet.
Yes.
All right, so you just like start waddling away, just limping at this point, trying to get any distance with the rose just clutched inside your hands. And she is just going to slowly kind of like lower her sword a little bit and is going to go, oh, I'll get to you in just a second, fishmonger. As it is now Zariel's turn. Zariel is going to look at Azazel and is going to do 2 longsword attacks and then is going to chuck a javelin with her third at Sween. So we're gonna first do those 2 longsword attacks. That is lowest to hit is 20.
AC's 21.
AC's 21, so the other one does hit. And she is going to bonus action charge attack. And so her sword is going to immolate in this unholy flame. And that is going to do as it slams into your side. That is going to be that. With her charged attack, that is going to be 53 points of fire damage.
Of fire damage?
Of fire damage.
Yeesh.
Yeah. As she just, like, spins that back and just... And immediately then she's going to draw her other hand back and is going to go for your throat. Oh, wait, no. She's going to javelin with her third attack and is not going to go for that other attack. So she is then going to spin around. Basically, she is turning around as her sword, independent of her, swings around and cuts at you, Azazel. And then she is going to turn around and look at Sween and is going to chuck a javelin. Just made of pure fucking fire. That's a natural one! There's no way you're fumbling the bag this hard, Zariel.
I mean, she got fumbled, she fumbles.
She fumbles. That is fucking nutty. That is fucking nutty.
No wonder you guys were married.
It's the red dice. That's a 1. Anyways, so Zariel got a 1 on the javelin, so it lands right next to you, Sween.
Oy.
And
I'm gonna use my...
yeah.
Oh, are you done?
Yes, that is Zariel's turn.
Cool. Reaction skirmish. I can move 15 feet when the enemy ends the turn within 5 feet, and I don't provoke an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get 15. I'm gonna scoop up that guy, and then just keep, action dash, bonus action dash.
Okay, so you two are just fucking rushing for it at this point. Alright, and action dash, bonus action dash. So I think you get there, right? You get towards the core. And that is going to be your turn, ending with you guys getting to the core. Sween, you have the rose, so all up to that. But it is going to... Zariel is going to take a legendary action, and is going to teleport. As she vanishes, like, into a poof of fire and appears right behind you two. Just... Where do you think you're going? That is going to be Zariel's legendary action, which is going to bring us to Sween top of initiative.
I am holding you at the corpse.
Can I just, like, swap? Or would that be me moving at all?
It wouldn't be. You can go ahead and do it.
All right. Well, I want to look behind at Azazel and just go, like, pat his face and go, "Thank you, my friend," and then swamp.
As you do this, you surge forward and you take the rose and just slam it inside the interior of this core. And you start to be surrounded in golden light. I'm gonna let you both know that Sween has to survive the rest of this round for this to take full effect.
Oh, God. Okay.
So with that in mind, is that the end of your turn? As this golden light is starting to wreath around you, you can take the dodge action if you want. Or anything else.
I mean, that's what else can I do? Good God.
Good cod.
Good God. I don't have anything else to do, I don't think. I am not a fighter much. Oh, dearie me.
Oh, dearie me.
Where are my spells? Wait, where are my spells?
Can I, reaction shield, that guy? Sween?
Sween?
Yeah.
If an attack is going for Sween, then you absolutely can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, dodge is the smartest option here. There's no other thing I can really do that isn't stupid.
All right. So it's up to the luck of the draw at this point, and it is Zariel's turn. So with that in mind, Zariel is going to make 2 longsword attacks and 1 horrid touch. So we're gonna see if these hit. And you are casting shield, I'm imagining.
Yes. Is there any way I can, like, sort of, like, angle myself to take the damage from it?
If you want to, I want you to roll dexterity to see. Yeah. I'll have you roll dexterity 3 times to see, like, if they hit you instead. I'll allow it.
No. Maybe, yes. I got a... First one was a 4, second one was a 14, last one was a nat 20.
Okay, 4, 14, and nat 20, so you're going to be able to tank one of these hits. The rest of the two are going to come up to the dice roll on this. So, the first longsword to hit, with disadvantage, and Sween having +5 to AC, with shield. That is a 2 on the dice. It is the glittery dice right there. That is a 2 on the dice. That is the first roll of it. The other one is a 7. So, with a 2 on the dice, plus her roll to hit.
So roll to hit, oh god.
Does a 14 hit?
No.
A 14 doesn't hit. That is the first. That is the fourth. That is the second long. That is the first longsword attack. Now the second, and the third is going to be tanked by Azazel. The second one is a natural 1 on the die for the first roll. If I get another natural 1 that is nutty, it's a 6 on this. Jesus Christ, Zariel! You suck at this! So that was a natural 1 on the second. I need to mention that Zariel still technically has the chance to legendary action after Azazel's turn. So this does not mean that Sween is gone scot-free. And speaking of Azazel, you are going to indeed take the damage from tanking the blow from Horrid Touch. You are going to take 44 points of necrotic damage. And you have resistance?
I have double resistance. I have a resistance to spell damage and resistance to necrotic.
So that is going to be quartered. So that is 44 quartered.
11.
So you're going to take 11 points of necrotic damage. However, you are also going to be poisoned. And while you are poisoned in this way, you are blinded and deafened.
I am immune to disease, if that's anything.
It's a type of poison. Is that disease? I think poisoned condition, as long as you're not immune to that, is poison condition that is hitting you.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't believe you're immune to it. So with that in mind, Azazel, your entire world goes dark as you jump in front of an outstretched hand. With gold beginning to wreath around the two of you, raising by the second, and Azazel, you now blinded and deafened, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to use my actions to lay on hands myself and, cure the poison.
Okay, so your eyes burst back to life and you're able to see her again.
And then, let's see. Can I roll it? Actually, you know what'd be nice? I'm gonna cast Aid.
Oh!
I forgot I had healing spell. Not really, but you know.
Imagine having healing spells.
Each target's hit point. 5. I'm doing math.
Of course.
See every number. That's not a lot, actually.
Is it enough to survive one legendary action from Zariel?
Gonna have to be, yeah, take 20 points of healing.
20 points of healing. With that in mind, is that the end of your turn, Azazel?
Hold on, let me make sure I did that math right. 5, 10, 15. Yeah,
15 points of healing?
Yes, 15 points of healing. I don't have any bonus action. Well, I can... Did I use my bonus? No, I used my action.
Laying hands? Lay on hands?
Shit, wait, never mind. Aid is an action.
If you want, you can, like, replace whatever one you did. If you want to do aid instead.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Still blinded and deafened, however, you are still holding Sween, so you're able to cast aid.
Yeah, I'll do bonus action, bonus action hide? No. Bonus action disengage, I guess.
Disengage, okay. Or do you want to... Yeah, okay. So...
Can't exactly hide, I'm holding him.
With that in mind, Zariel is going to use her legendary action, Immolating Gaze. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Sween. With the +5 from the bonus of being in Azazel's range.
God, okay. Well, let's hope I roll high on this. I hope this is the die that didn't roll low every single time.
And remember, you guys do also have 1d10 DM inspiration in this one shot.
I forgot about that!
I also forgot about that.
If you would like to add your d10 to it, it's up to you.
I mean, to be safe, I will try to add a d10 here.
Okay.
Where's my 10? Is my 10? That's my 10.
9, 8.
30?
The number to beat for Immolating Gaze is 26.
Oh.
It is not even a save or suck. It's not like a save or half damage, it is a full save or suck. You succeeded. You do not take the 48 fire damage that you were going to be taken otherwise.
Fried fish.
And with that in mind, Azazel in front of you as you are holding up Sween's body out towards this glowing figure off in the distance, you begin to see a radiant light bursting out from around you. One that starts to wrap around like a tornado around the entire scene, starting to slowly spiral its way, and then it begins to get faster and faster, like a grand tornado breaking out in front of the two of you, as Zariel's eyes suddenly just grow wide with a "No! No!" as this golden light starts to wreath around Sween, taking the shape of these great typhoon of waves starting to spin around as like these small flower petals start to whip around the scene, causing this incredible wind to break out. It is breaking through the very corrosive rain itself, blowing both you and Zariel back, Azazel, as you end up letting go of Sween, watching his body starting to float up into the sky, tail kind of like swishing below him as he heads towards this golden form. There is a burst of light. Light. Your goal. To bring people to the light. As this great golden glow wreaths past both of you, Azazel, is there any last thing you want to say to Sween?
Make me something when you get up there.
And Sween.
I'll save you some fish.
Yeah.
I'll get you some eel. Come by for some more eel at some point.
And with that, Sween disappears, and Azazel, you are left to face down Zariel on your own. With her blade outstretched towards you and an unrivaled fury in her eyes, her blade extends out, going from a short sword to a claymore, as she looks you down and goes, "Oh, at first I thought I would send you all the way down for Asmodeus himself to deal with you, but I've decided that's not enough for me. You wretched man." You're all mine. And with Azazel facing down the Queen of Avernus on his own, we are going to fade to black. Sween. It's a strange thing. Slowly opening your eyes. It takes a second. They feel wrong in your skull. not in an uncomfortable way per se, just different as they slowly slide open. For one, normally your eyelids blink this way, but now they rise up. You see moonlight. You've lived on the moons of hell your entire existence, but now you see the glow of Avernus, thousands and thousands of miles away, dancing in the sky above you. Flower petals rain down. You hear through oddly sensitive ears the sounds of ambient chatter, of movement, of talks in the distance. But you also hear the sounds of waves crashing nearby. What do you do?
I'd like to get up and look at the waves.
You
Or
slowly
think to
stand
myself,
up.
fish.
Slowly stand up. Your stance is a bit wobbly. You feel taller than you normally do. And I think in a near trance-like state, you start slowly stepping towards the waves off in the distance. There's a strange dust falling from the sky. It brings this bite of cold, but you feel oddly insulated from it. Hardly even taking stock of what's happening, your tail kind of flicking behind you. You slowly make your way, I'd imagine, towards the edge where the water sits. And in the reflection, you see a cat.
I mean, I'm gonna like admire it for a second. Think about why is there a cat in the water? And like reach out to just touch it.
It seems to touch you back. It seems to mirror your very essence.
I'm trying to figure out what would be like an actual thing that my character would do. Can I reach down to see if my apron is there to try and grab my tendril squid?
You reach around trying to find your apron, trying to find your knives, anything like that. You do end up finding purchase of a blade. It's definitely not yours. It's red and burning with this golden eye in its hilt. You don't find your apron. But you do hear a little the water in front of you as a small little fish starts to by.
I'm gonna go up to the reflection in the water and say, "Hey cat, want some fish?" Like that's realistic for my character, considering how dumb he is.
Oh yeah, for sure. You don't hear any response. But you do hear your own stomach growling. You grab the fish.
Of course.
A
Of
paw
course, I would
reaches
go and like.
a paw reaches towards the water and grabs onto the fish. As it reaches through the water, the reflection ripples away, and you hold it up with claws outstretching. And it wriggles in your hand, this weird little thing you've never seen before. It's so small.
We go to chomp its head off.
And we are going to end this one shot off here. With a cliffhanger of whatever happened to Azazel versus Zariel to be perhaps discovered another time, and a tasty little fish to eat.
I should have left you on 1 hit point.
So true.
I mean, in this scenario, I was left at 1 hit point.
True.
For a very
All
long time.
right. With that in mind, let's do some little closing remarks if we have any. So as we do things around here, we do what is one thing you learned and what's one roleplay moment you liked. I can start us off. I learned that eels can be so long. I also learned that Zariel can just truly girl fail. She can just fucking suck at it. She can just truly suck ass. Roleplay moment I liked. I mean, I love Sween. Sween. I think the moment that stood out the most to me with Sween specifically was just Sween offering to like bring back some good fish for Azazel. That was really sweet. Just a sweet guy who loves fish in a normal way, in a normal cannibalistic way. Ro.
So the moon is in Pandora's box. What do you want me to do with that? What do you want me to do with that?
Yeah.
One roleplay moment I really liked. I personally loved that little enforcer guy we met at the beginning.
The nasty
Conversation was
freak.
so fucking stupid. God.
Zakan, what an asshole. All right.
What a guy.
And Jello, what's one thing you learned? What's one roleplay moment you liked?
I learned I don't know how the hell a ranger works. For one thing.
It doesn't work.
I tried to make it work. It didn't. In terms of roleplay, I love how depressed and just miserable Azazel is.
Truly
Like,
a little shit.
A moment when we went up and you were just like,
I miss
In
my
that-
wife, Tails.
I
I
miss
miss
my
her a lot.
I miss my wife. That got me.
Hell
That,
yeah.
I don't know. It was really funny.
It was really funny. This is so good. This is fucking great. Well, thank you guys for joining me for this one shot. And
Thank you for shotting the one.
of course, I love shooting.
Wait, what do you mean by that? What kind?
And if this ends up going up on the VOD channel, then I guess I'll do my usual thing where I say thank you for watching. We'll be back. Bye.
Bye bye.